Yes. Welcome back to another stream. Today's video is the preview of the Copenhagen game. Away at Copenhagen, it's match day 3?
4.
4?
Yeah. Soon come, bro. It's moving.
Oh, yeah, it's match day 4, yeah, because we played everyone once already. Which is pretty mad. And we can officially qualify for the knockout rounds today.
Yeah, we can. City are on the edge of qualification. It's quite a big day, really. We can get that qualification sealed and then turn our attention to Liverpool, obviously coming up at the weekend. But we're gonna stick to Copenhagen tonight on this stream, guys. Before we get into it, make sure you drop a like on the stream. Coming on 86 likes. You know what to do in it. Get those likes past 100. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Massive shout out to the guys at Manscaped for sponsoring today's stream. If you guys want a smooth, it's smooth ball sack, but you can really use it anywhere you want, to be honest. Go check it out, manscaped.com. Use code Xtra20 for 20% off and free international shipping. Radio Axe, member for 10 months, says, yes, it's time to smash these lot again. Fully recovered from the wrist injury now, back in training, fully stronger than ever. Villa away next week. Yes, Radio Axe.
Go on, Radio Axe.
Go on, bro.
Big goalkeeper.
We support you, Bray, even though you play for Stoke in it, but it's all good.
It's all good, innit? Let us know if you're ever near us, innit? We'll come watch the game. Yeah,
factual information. Right, quite a big stream, really, because obviously the press conference was last night. So we didn't do a press conference stream yesterday because I did the big Steve show. So we're gonna mix it all up into one. We're gonna do like a bit of a press conference stream, bit of a preview, maybe give you our predicted 11 for later on. Before we get into it though, I just want to go through the table as it stands, just so people are fully aware where we're at. So City are top of the group. Everyone's played 3 games, of course. City have obviously won all 3, and we're sitting there on 9 points. Borussia Dortmund, who are playing Seville, Borussia Dortmund are on 6 points, and Seville are on 1 point, and Copenhagen are also on a single point, and only bottom on goal difference. So this is a really big game, because of course if City win tonight, we do qualify. We'll be on 12 points. Borussia Dortmund, if they win, they'll be on 9. So top spot isn't secured. We can secure that with avoiding defeat against Borussia Dortmund in match day 5. However, getting the win tonight, that secures our qualification into the last 16 of the Champions League, and that is just a massive sort of relief. Obviously, at that point that match day 5 is going to be, probably a little bit tough, because Borussia Dortmund, I think, will full send it because they'll want to try and get top of the group. However, I do think that we should be able to go there and just avoid defeat. We don't even have to win the game. A draw there will be all right, providing we win tonight. Borussia Dortmund are likely to beat Seville. Seville have been arse all season. That's where we're at the moment. And to be honest, it can't have gone any better. 3 wins out of 3, bro. Sitting there on 9 points. Win tonight, we qualified. Lovely stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mint. It's actually really, really good. Obviously, Dortmund can qualify tonight as well, can't they? They win their game. It'll put Sevilla and Copenhagen out of sight because they'll be on 1 point, and then Dortmund on 9 and us on 12. It's too much, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's mad that City and Dortmund can qualify literally in hours. In hours' time, we can qualify for the knockout rounds. I feel like this Champions League has just gone like that. Yeah, because I remember before Champions League was starting, I remember saying, oh, it's going to ramp up when Champions League gets here, all the fixtures and that. And before you know it, we can qualify tonight. You'd expect us to qualify tonight as well, in the sense that we did beat these last week. This week, today, you'd expect us to win again. Interesting to see if Pep puts a strong lineup out or he rests players. Personally, I'd go for a strong lineup to start with, and then take the players off once you get a couple of goals into the game. Just because you don't want to be slipping up against Copenhagen in reality.
Of course. And you are away from home as well. You are away from home.
So it's different.
That's the situation. We're going to do a predicted 11 and come a little bit more into the game, but I want to go through some of the press conference quotes from last night. Again, they did it last night instead of 2 p.m, so that's why we didn't have one yesterday, but we'll get into it. Just to let you know the travelling squad before we do. Edison, Carson, Ortega, Rico Lewis, Cancelo, Akanji, Diaz, Ake, Laporte, Wilson Esbrand, Gomez, Rodri, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Cole Palmer, Riyad Mahrez, Alvarez, Haaland, Grealish and Foden. That's the squad that is travelling to Copenhagen. And bro, do you know during the press conference yesterday, I'm starting to see people get pissed off with all the Haaland questions.
Really?
Yeah. So basically, as you all know, right, when we do the press conference streams, usually, I guess most of you watch the press conference streams, because you're here now. You know what it's like. It's basically a Haaland stream with a few comments about the opposition side.
Yeah,
right?
you don't get any normal questions.
Exactly, and we sort of laugh about it sometimes, but we have said it can be quite frustrating because you actually do want to know like what Pep thinks about the opposition. You want to know like tactical information and that, and a lot of the questions coming from the journalists at the moment are 90% of them about Haaland. And yesterday, I started to see for the first time City fans get a little bit frustrated with the journalists for continually asking about Erling Haaland, and we'll go through the press conference comments now, and you'll see why. And it's just. Like I say, we sort of made a joke about it a few times on the streams. However, there is a little bit of seriousness there. And like, come on, man. Like, yeah, you can ask a couple questions about Haaland, but literally, bro, like every single question at the moment, 90% of the questions about Haaland, like, come on, ask about the opposition, ask about tactical information. Who was it, bro? I don't know if you remember, but there was someone, I can't remember if it was like a Paul Ballas or whether it was a manager or a player or something. You might know because I think you told me about it. And I think they wrote like a book or something, and basically they said the differences between like England and like Spain and that is that like when the journalists are asking questions in other countries, or like especially Germany, they're always asking about tactics and like styles of play, whereas in this country they love the headlines and all that kind of stuff. So that's why they're always asking about Erling Haaland and not asking about other stuff.
Yeah, because the only thing that you'd say that they care about is more to what they can put on the paper the next day. Can they get a headline from Pep? Can they do something? Whereas abroad, it's more tactic based. They want to know how they're thinking before the game, and I wish it was like that here. I wish it was more about the match. I mean, and we could see how if they were asking how Pep's going to set up and stuff like that, rather than it just being relentless questions about Erling Haaland. Like, do you know what I mean? Stop trying to get your headline and move. Do you know what I mean? Speak about the game and stuff. I don't like it. And SP42, their man going up to him and taking selfies in the presser. Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, I see.
The guy came up to Pep and was like, "Can I get a selfie with you?" And Pep's face the whole way throughout that exchange with that guy, he didn't even smiling once, but he was just straight faced, and he just stared at the camera straight faced as well. I was like, "Yeah, this guy ain't it."
Yeah, Liam Schilling with a £2 donation. Yes, bro. Says LB now employed by Obeyed, full time at City Xtra. Bro, Jordan not nah. Just me. Jordan, bro. Sorry, bro. Be sick if he was employed by City Xtra as well.
I'm
bro,
just not
me,
employed,
bro.
Just an FYI, we have been full time City Xtra since
May.
May.
Yeah. We have both been.
Both of us, yeah.
MLK2 says, love to see Alvarez and Wilson Esbrand already great friends. Well, I've not seen that, man. Maybe the photos or something.
I've not seen that either, but maybe there's some training photos.
Yeah,
like them.
Maybe the training photos. I've missed that. Dark Shadow said, last time when a Man United team had team in Champions League group and also had Arsenal challenge for the title, they went on to win the treble and also had something up. The super chats come through bare way, bro.
Yeah, Dark Shadow, mate. Basically, for anyone who puts like a flag in that, don't.
Don't put flag.
Wait,
bro.
can people? Hang on, bro. I'm gonna save the day. I'll go on this on my phone and I'll come back to it.
Okay. Well, let me go through some of these comments while you do that then, yeah. So Nathan Ake was in the press conference yesterday, and he said he was very happy that he stayed at Man City in the summer. Of course, he was very, very close to a move to Chelsea. That broke down. We're not entirely sure what the reason was that it broke down. I can't really recall. If anyone can remember what that reason was, let us know in the chat. But I do remember saying, I don't really see the point in Nathan Ake going to Chelsea when they just signed Koulibaly, because he was going to be a backup at Chelsea, so you might as well be a backup at City. And if anything, it's probably got worse since Graham Potter's been there, because now he's playing a back four, not a back five, so he's got even less chance. So it was definitely the smart move. He said, so far I'm happy with the start of the season. I wasn't worried about competition for places. These are great guys and we have to do what is best for the team. My first season at City wasn't great with injuries, but you get used to it after the second. Maybe you get used to it a little bit for the team. So many games. The training is very hard. You have to show what you can do. Then the Haaland question started. Nathan Ake on marking Erling Haaland in training says, a good challenge. Training is a little bit different to games, but it's a good contest. He's difficult to mark and he can do so many things. For us as defenders, training is about knowing where he wants to get the ball and where we can play to him. He has got so many attributes. He then confirmed that Erling Haaland is human. More questions about Erling Haaland as well. He says he's got all the attributes. Sometimes you have to play with strikers and they have a few good attributes, but this guy has got everything. He's got the right foot, left, goals. He's fast, strong, and a very nice guy. For me, he's got everything. So yeah, I mean, Nathan Ake there buzzing about Erling Haaland. Happy with how he's performing this season. We've mentioned him, especially in the last sort of week or so. We've made a purpose we made an effort to mention him more on the streams because we feel like he deserves. You know, I call it airtime. You know what I mean? It sounds a bit cringy and that, but that's effectively.
He deserves the praise, isn't it?
He deserves the praise.
He definitely deserves the praise because
usually we just gloss over him, innit?
Yeah.
He's smashing it at the moment.
I think it's easy for Ake to ghost for a season and no one really speak about him too much, even though he's pulling out mint performances week in, week out. But he's actually smashing it. Going back to Dark Shadow Super Chat, by the way, it's last time when a Manchester team had Germany, Norway and Spain team in the Champions League group and also had Arsenal challenge for the title. They went on to win the treble and also had a Norwegian up top. So it's not Norway, it's another team. Right. I don't know what it is, bro. My flag knowledge is not there. So basically, the superstitions are in.
The superstitions are in.
Also, bro.
Yeah.
Just before I get into the other super chats, why I'm looking at Rocky, bro. There's a Copenhagen fan in the chat. N1NJAKIW1 says, hello Man City fans, guessing that's most of you. Good luck in the game, even though we're probably the ones that need the luck. Copenhagen fan here. Yes, bro.
GG's, man, good luck. MLK with a 2 says, on City's Insta there's a photo of them laughing. Right, is there? Yeah, I'll go on in a bit, bro, and have a look. Dave Rocky with a 2 says, Anthony Taylor for the ref for Liverpool, decent ref. He's not the best ref, man. He's consistently poor. I don't. The thing is with Anthony Taylor, right? I feel like he's got something about his game which I just don't like, right? And I don't know. It's hard to explain. You know what I mean? He comes across as a nice guy. He's done a podcast with Jake Humphries, right? It's called the High Performance Podcast.
Oh no, yeah, this is the one that you're telling me about.
And I'd advise listening to it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. For me, he refereed the game yesterday actually in the diabolical game of Notts Forest versus Aston Villa, which I hope none of you watched because it was shockingly bad. But he refereed that, a lot of cards. I don't know, bro. For me, I would say he's not a good ref. But then, is there any good refs in the Prem anymore? Probably not. So that's answers your question.
I've just seen, by the way, that Zohib said we haven't lost to Liverpool when Taylor's refereed our games against them.
Yeah.
Which is pretty mad. I don't know if that's true or not. But if that's a real start, that's pretty mad.
He's actually from not too far away. He's from round these ends.
Oh, maybe he's a closet City fan.
Yeah, well, that's it. I think he's from Altrincham. That's where he's from, Altrincham.
Oh, is it?
So they do say that, yeah, they don't really like it when he referees City games. I'm not the real Buffy, says Denmark flag.
Oh, it's the Denmark flag.
There we go. Yeah, guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream, man. 350 people in, we got 140 likes. Let's get that past 150, man. So please, yeah, drop a thumbs up on the stream if you've not done so already. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Yeah, some more comments from Erling Haaland. Speaking about, obviously, his form and all that kind of stuff. Says, it's game by game and they're very important. Myself, the team and the season. At the moment, I'm very happy and we're in good flow, but it's only the beginning. Every day you want to improve as a team and that's what we want to do. Then he is asked a question about Copenhagen. He said, I expect Copenhagen to be tough. When they came to our place, the atmosphere was very good. I expect it to be there again. It will be very difficult to play. We are ready for a challenge. That was it from Nathan Ake. No more comments from him. But yeah, just another one on Nathan Ake, guys. I think he's been fantastic this season. He's really sort of putting himself closer to the other players in that position. So I think sort of like last season and maybe the season before, I think if you would have asked most City fans what they thought of Ake, I think everyone would have said he's a good defender, but there's a bit of a gap between him and Diaz and the rest of them. I think he's closed the gap this season. I would still, in my opinion, say that like there's still a gap to Laporte and John Stones and Akanji and Diaz. But I, for me personally, I definitely think he's closed that gap. And we spoke about it on a stream last week. I think that if he was to start a game for City, I think in myself I would be a bit more confident than I have been in the past. You know what I mean? He's starting to give me that confidence now that he's a top tier centre back.
The confidence that you don't get from him initially, you get from him by watching him pull out these performances, and it's I think it's a slow process to get the confidence with Ake like that. Mm-hmm. If you want to believe the whole the press conference guy who goes in the press conference, starts the game, then obviously you'd be looking at Ake to start tonight, which I think is probably realistic anyway. So I'd have Ake to be starting. I've just seen a few things that I want to say. Oh yeah, Anthony Taylor, bro, is he a United fan? But that's why people always say it's because he's a United fan, everyone says he hates Liverpool. So when City play Liverpool, because he hates Liverpool, we fare very well in that situation. Apparently, his dad used to run the Altrincham branch of the United Supporters Club.
No,
which is pretty mad. Anos Baker said JP and LB are Manchester's answer to Ant and Deck. Always on this side of each other, like we never change. And Nelly Richards in the chat, bro, but my girlfriend broke up with me and now I'm watching City Extra. Hopefully things get better, bro, innit?
That's a rip, bro.
It's a fat rip, bro.
But you know what it is? City, innit? You know what I mean? You got
City,
full
you know what
day
I mean?
of City content. Well, we're going to be
Pure
watching the
City
Academy
content.
game in 25 minutes. Tune in for that. We'll take your mind off things. Then we've got the watch along later on, bro. Just forget about it, Bray. Life can only get better, innit? Grass is always greener, my advice.
Grass is always greener.
It's always greener, bro. 'Cause it's the best way to think, you know what I mean? Don't ever think the negative way. It's always greener. Darcy with a 5 says, last time Pep had a Danish team in his Champions League group, he went on to win the UCL title. Just saying, well, I backed it for a while. Gundogan, it's taken us to Istanbul, and we're lifting big ears.
I know what 100%. I mean. That is big, that. It is big.
It is.
Shard like said, JP, is LB your dad? No, mate. Imagine. I'm older than him.
Yeah, true. Right, okay, let's move on to Pep Guardiola's part of the press conference, and then after that we'll get into our predicted 11. Before we do, I want to say a massive shout out to the guys at Manscaped. They sponsored today's stream. Guys, I want to see Kiwis in the chat. I want to see cherries in the chat. I want it spammed. You got permission to spam. Let's go. 85% of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out, including myself, lads. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a trimmer specifically designed with our crown jewels in mind. It has skin-safe technology to reduce those nicks and cuts and gives you the maximum confidence while trimming below the waist. It's also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can operate in wet or dry conditions. It has a premium 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology and a massive 90-minute battery time, which is supported by its wireless electromagnetic charging function. With the Performance Package 4.0, you'll get the Crop Reviver with witch hazel and powerful odor defense. This keeps your balls protected after a good shave. Crop Preserver with its soothing aloe vera and advanced quick absorbing cream, keeping your balls feeling fresh and hydrated. And the Weed Whacker to trim ear and nose hair. The Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep you the most groomed man in the room. Use our code XTRA20 XTRA20 at checkout and you'll save yourself 20% off your order and receive free international shipping.
Yes, go check out Manscaped, use code XTRA20, get yourself 20% off and free shipping.
Yes, there we go. Keysaf, by the way, says, guys, Trent, Robbo, Matip and Diaz are all injured. That's 4 key members of their first team out. Their midfield is trash anyway, I know.
It is pretty mad that Matip's got injured as well and now he's a doubt for the weekend.
Well, stay tuned, Keysaf. Tomorrow, we'll do a stream on, tomorrow before...
Yeah, we'll do this... Then we'll start the Liverpool content from tomorrow up until Sunday. Do you know what I mean? We'll ham out Liverpool content all week because everyone wants to talk about it.
Yeah. There we go. Right, okay. Oh, by the way, just a quick one, sorry. Man City have been handed a warning by UEFA for late kickoff during the Champions League match against Borussia Dortmund last month. Pep Guardiola also received a warning for a late kickoff. Do you remember this, guys?
It was at half time and was like, they're still not out.
Yeah, I know. We did the watch along and we was like, where the hell is the team, man? The team took ages to come out, and yeah, they've not been fined, which is kind of weird because we did get fined years ago when we did it against, I think it was Sporting Lisbon or Porto. We got fined like 30 grand, and I thought we was going to get fined, but we've been given a slap on the wrist. Right, okay. Pep Guardiola was speaking yesterday ahead of today's match in the press conference. So he was saying. On whether Erling Haaland will be rested versus Copenhagen. And let me know what you guys think in the chat about this. Do you think Erling Haaland's going to be rested? He said, we're going to speak with the physios, then decide. Physios? So what's this? Because, of course, if you remember the last game, came off at half-time, didn't he?
Yeah, he came off at half-time and worry about being injured. And he went straight down the tunnel then to see the situation.
Oh, was that the game? That was a game before Southampton.
It was Copenhagen. Then he went and played the full 90 minutes against Southampton. So I have a feeling Pepe ain't going to start Erling Haaland in this. I think maybe that's scared him a little bit, that, and gone, ooh, I don't want you to be getting injured in this. So
well, I spoke about this with Big Steve. I don't know if you heard it, but we spoke about, like, well, he kind of spoke about it more than me, to be fair, about whether or not, and I think we have spoke about it on the channel, about whether you should keep playing Haaland because of the momentum.
Yeah, keep the momentum going.
Or do you rest him to keep him fresh for Sunday, but then you hold the momentum? Like, what do you do here? It's a bit of a fine balance, because I get both sides of the story. You know, some people want him rested, fresh for Liverpool. Some people say, play him, keep him scoring goals, keep that momentum going. The momentum will carry him through the Liverpool game. Like, surely, difficult one, to be honest.
Sure, you can do 50, 60 minutes. But it's a risk.
It's
a risk. Leading up until the weekend, it's a massive risk.
Yeah,
I think in my head, I'd rest him. In my head,
you would rest him. Give Alvarez the start.
Yeah, but then maybe bring him on. But then I'm thinking too far ahead.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll come to it more when we do the predicted 11. Pep Guardiola also said we have to speak with the players. It's true that there is a risk for fatigue. We have to involve everyone again on squad rotation. Then he was asked about Phil Foden. Obviously, Phil Foden's slamming it this season. He said he's been really, really good. I have absolutely no complaints about Phil Foden. Phil Foden, guys, this season has gone up another level. I think that the addition of Haaland is bringing out the best in the other players as well. And again, we spoke about that last night with Steve. He was then asked about Copenhagen. He said, "I'm pretty sure the players will know. If we play 2 months after, maybe it'll be different. But 1 week later, we have the opportunity to close the Champions League qualification. In the last games, we played very, very well. I'm more than satisfied." So I think Pep Guardiola's going to get the players properly up for this and say, "Look, lads, you can qualify for the Champions League tonight. You know what I mean? We can have it done.
Job done.
Okay, not guaranteed top spot unless Dortmund drop points, but you know we can get this done. And if you win tonight, we will be playing Champions League football in the last 16 in 2023, man. So you know, I think it's going to be a strong team for sure." He was then asked about our defence. He said, "In the last game, we were better. Generally, it's good. We can do better, and I'm satisfied. We play 3 games in many days. After Liverpool, we have 1 week rest. We don't have much time to reflect on how we're attacking or defending. You do not maybe have time to think about specific situations. For the pace, they cannot handle so many games, etc., etc." And this sort of, you know, that point on our fixtures does sort of come back into the whole, do you rest Haaland? Because he is right. You know, I mean, he's playing a lot of football matches. However, because the Arsenal game got postponed after Liverpool, we didn't have a week off. So can you squeeze 2 more games out of Erling Haaland and then give him a week off? Or do you want to rest him tonight, get him in for Liverpool, and then he's got a week off? So again, you know what I mean? It's very,
such
very
a headache.
difficult one. It's a very, very difficult one.
I mean, at least with this whole Haaland stuff, it's not just about how good Haaland is all the time. It's actually about the game time and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, I'm not the real Buffy with a super chat. Says, "I've got a really bad headache, but I'm still going to watch the under-19s watch along." Yes, bro. Hopefully it gets better in it. But yeah, good reminder for people who've not seen. We are doing the watch along for the academy game. It starts in 18 minutes. So yeah, it's going to be open stream, member only chat. So if you want to get involved in the conversation, become an Xtra Club member. The link is in the description. You get yourself a badge. You help us towards our next goal, and you really do help support the channel. Big game for the academy there as well. They're top of the group at the moment, so they could do with a win to keep that up. I'm just going to go through this a bit quickly because I do want to get the predicted 11 in before we end the stream. Let's have a look. Yeah, on Haaland again, he's one of the best. I've had many, many good strikers, and Erling is one of them. I speak a lot about him, but sometimes I should not because the numbers, they do it for me. Which is true. 20 goals in 13 games. What a joke. He was then asked about Copenhagen. So we're not going to underestimate them. It will be no exception. If it doesn't go well, it will not be because we don't play well. It's because Copenhagen play well. We want to get into the Champions League last 16, and that's what we'll try. Again, you know, rattling off the facts that Pep Guardiola wants this done, bro. He wants to be in the last 16 come the end of tonight. So that was the end of the conference. Let's move on to the predicted 11. And with that in mind, Pep Guardiola mentioning twice on 2 separate occasions that tonight we want to qualify. Let's go through the predicted 11. So, in goal, it's going to be Edison, guys. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people saying, Ortega.
Is it going to be Edison?
It's going to be Edison.
I'll take a put on his story. Usually it don't happen.
Nah, it's going to be.
I think it's
going to be Edison. But Ortega, once we're qualified, even though we're not qualified top spot, he'll
play the other games. You'd think he'd play the other games.
He'll 100% play match day 6, and I'd say there's a 60 to 70% chance he'll play match day 5. But yeah, Edison in goal. The defence is interesting. I'm just going to start with Laporte because I think Laporte 100% starts tonight. Because I don't think Laporte starts against at Liverpool. I think it's too soon. But he played well. He's had what, like 100 minutes of football since he's been back. I think Laporte starts tonight.
Yeah, I think Laporte starts tonight because I don't see him playing against Liverpool at all. I don't think he's at that level yet. Yeah. I think you're more likely to see an Akanji Diaz situation against Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think tonight will be Laporte and Nathan Ake.
Do you think so?
Yeah. On the basis that obviously not like this isn't just me saying it because he was in the press conference. I think it's Ake Laporte. I know that's two left footers, which obviously Pep doesn't like that. He has that, but it could be Laporte Diaz. It could be Laporte Diaz, or then it could be Akanji Ake at the weekend, or it could just be Akanji anyone at the weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit of an awkward one, this one. I'm going to do a poll and we'll do the full backs while the chat decide who plays centre back. I think obviously it's going to be, for me, it's going to be Gomez and Cancelo.
Yeah, Sergio Gomez 100%. He needs more game time, and Cancelo 100% because he's absolutely mint. And thing is, with Cancelo, people are like, nah, Rico Lewis, get Rico Lewis, and I want Rico Lewis on the pitch. I do want him on the pitch, but not to start.
Yeah.
He's only played 15 minutes.
It's too soon, guys. It's too soon. Maybe you can have a chance of playing the Seville game, but for me, it's too soon. Stick to the plan. Stick to the City will have a progression plan for Rico Lewis. They will have his development mapped out. What you do not want to do is start trying to fast forward. You don't want to try double time because that's where mistakes happen. That's where confidence can be knocked. Stick to the progression. Look, I'm one of Rico Lewis's big fans. I don't want him starting tonight because I want him on this nice curve of progression. I don't want him going boom. You know what I mean? This is a massive game, a huge game. Let's get the game won. 60 minutes in, 70 minutes in, hopefully the game will be won. Rico Lewis can come on and play the last 20 minutes. Perfectly fine with that. But starting the game, it's not that I don't trust him. It's that he's only 17 years old. He will have mistakes in him, not because he's shite, because he's 17. You know what I mean? And if he costs us a goal, we go behind, his confidence knocked. Suddenly the fans are like, oh, actually, he's not actually that good. You know what I mean? That's all. Nah, stick to the plan. Stick to the process.
It's unnecessary pressure to put onto him at this stage. Keep bringing him on, keep building his confidence and that, and keep getting him in the team. I think the way that City are working it is the best way to do it. Mons Skoglund in the chat said, is Stones right back, or is he still out? He's still injured. Harry says, any ideas or advice on what to do with no electricity? Light a candle. You know what I mean? That's what I'd say, innit? Light a candle. But yeah, I think bro, this poll is so weird. Akanji's out in this poll. He plays next to the poll. Akanji ain't playing.
I think you just full said Ake. I mean, you said Ake, the chat agree, 42%. I personally think it's going to be Diaz, but chat say 42. You saying Ake, I'm happy to go with that, bro. Let's roll with it.
It's a bit weird. Would Ake play right-sided?
I think he would.
Yeah, I think he would. It's a bit weird. I can understand it is a bit weird, two left footers, but oh well, it is what it is. I think on that basis, I think LB probably is right in the fact that it'll be Ake Diaz or Laporte Diaz.
I think it's Laporte Diaz tonight, but we'll roll with this just because that's what the chat's saying and that. Right, midfield. I think this is a really difficult one, the midfield situation, bro, because I mean, you look at it, yeah. Obviously, Rodri's only just come back from injury. He played at the weekend. Looked to me like he was a slightly rusty, so I need to get him some minutes because I need him to get that match fitness back. I need him to be ready to pop for the Liverpool game. So I think Rodri starts the game. However, I don't think he finishes it. There's a chance he finishes it, but I'm
I'd be looking at getting Gundogan on me. And then again, if Gundogan's already on, I'd shift him into that position.
Yeah, I go Rodri. CDM,
yeah, I agree. I
think he needs the minutes.
Rodri does need minutes.
Then it's a difficult one. What do you do?
You start Kev.
You know what I think you do? I think you have to decide what you're going to do against Liverpool. So I think against Liverpool, I think it's going to be Kevin and Bernardo Silva. So
it's
for
100% Kev Bernardo.
Yeah, do you know what I do, bro? I start Gundogan, Kev. right? Which I know some people are not massive fans on, but we're playing Copenhagen, so come on, man, we should be able to do it. I start Gundogan, Kev, 60 minutes. Hopefully we're winning. I take off Kev, put Bernardo on, and I leave Gundogan on there. I let Gundogan play the full 90 minutes, and yeah, I basically say to Kev, you can start Kev or you can start Bernardo, but at 60 minutes, I take one off and put the other one on. So you know what I mean? I think that's the way that you roll with this midfield today. I think that's the way you roll.
No, I completely agree. I like that midfield anyway, and as well, they will get their rest in because we will hit it up. I mean, rapid. We will get these players off as soon as the game's won. Best believe we're on protect mode. I mean, protect the players.
That's it. Get the game won, protect the players. 100% correct. So yeah, that's I think how I think we will roll with the midfield, and I think that's the correct way to do it. The forward line. This is interesting.
I think Grealish will start. Then will Grealish start? I don't actually know because will he start against? Will he start against Thingy? Does this is the best way to start as well. Does Haaland start? It's the best place to start.
Does Haaland start tonight? Does he get rested? Or does he keep playing, keep that momentum up? This is the big question. Yeah, I mean, because people will have a different opinion on this, and that's fine. It's all about opinions. Do you want the momentum? You want him to play tonight, score another goal, keep that momentum up. The momentum takes him into Liverpool. Bang, he's scoring goals for fun. Happy days. Or do you rest him? You halt the momentum ever so slightly because he's missed a game, but then he's fully fresh, ready to go against Liverpool. There's pros and cons, man. There's pros and cons.
I think you could play him and then sub him off, personally. You could do exactly what you did last week. Play him 45 minutes. He got 2 goals in that game. Play him 45 minutes and then... See how much of an issue that he caused Copenhagen?
Yeah. I know.
I mean, they had no idea what to do. So, personally, I'd play him for half a match.
Is this not a game that Alvarez could start, though?
Alvarez could still start.
He needs some minutes, really.
Alvarez could still start. Alvarez right wing, Haaland up top. But then you need Bernardo in the midfield, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but then... So, Haaland, 61% of the stream.
So it's going to be... It is Haaland.
So whack Haaland in as the striker,
Haaland's up there, big Donny boy.
That's got to be a get in and get out job.
Yeah, it's an in and out job. You know what I mean? You're getting in, get the job done, get out, rapid time.
You're on the clock, mate. You know what I mean?
You score an hat-trick in 20 minutes, mate. You're getting off in 20 minutes.
Right, okay, next question is... Does Alvarez play? Because I think this guy needs minutes.
But Mahrez also needs minutes.
But Mahrez... He's when he's played the last
2 games, and has he played the full 90 in both games? I can't remember if he played the full 90
he got subbed off in the last one for Cole Palmer, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I think.
But wasn't that in the last 10 minutes or so?
Yeah, pretty much.
10, 15 minutes, so...
Well, the poll's in the chat for Alvarez, because I do think Alvarez needs some minutes. So you've got a right wing option, a left wing option, or you've got a no option. I guess if you're voting no, you probably want either Foden or Mahrez on the right hand side. I guess you probably don't really want Bernardo on that right hand side. You could, but I just don't think that's going to be a popular vote. But so far in the chat, 71% of people saying yes, Alvarez to start right wing. I'm game for that.
I can back that.
I'm backing that. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy for that. And the thing is as well, because Cancelo's playing right back, that would work. Yeah. Because Alvarez can drift in as almost like a second striker, and you've got Kevin De Bruyne who likes to drift out to the right position anyway, and you've got Cancelo, and you can basically just say to Cancelo, push forward, and you can have Ake, Laporte, and Gomez as a sort of 3 at the back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
I could still see it the way I could still see this going a different way with Alvarez starting over Haaland, but going with what the chat is saying with Haaland up there, Alvarez on the right hand side, I like that, bro.
Yeah,
it's very strong.
I think if we was to start that, then I think we'd slam. Then the only question is who plays left wing?
Who plays left wing now? Foden or Grealish?
I think for me, I would look up. It depends what you're going to ask. If you're going to say to Gomez,
I think Grealish.
Yeah, so what I think, bro, I think if you're saying to Gomez, you're playing in a back 3 tonight, you know what I mean? You're playing in the inverted fullback role, I'd play Foden. I think if you're saying, nah, I want you to be bombing forward, getting behind getting the crosses in, I think I play Grealish. Because then it's the overlap, do you know what I mean? But I'm not really that arsed. I'm not really that bothered. I mean, I do a poll just so people can decide in it, but it's one of them, like, I don't really care who plays that position. Foden's been slamming, Grealish has been slamming, but it's not about who's been slamming for me. It's just about, it's more of like what we're doing against Liverpool. You got to have one eye on Liverpool. You know what I mean? I know people are like, nah, focus on this game. But for me, There has to be. You're playing Liverpool. We beat them. We eliminate them from the league. So, well, title
For the league.
It would be sick if we could eliminate them from the league.
Yeah, imagine that, pink slips.
I know.
I mean, I wager my place in the Premier League.
Like, bro, the chat gone heavy on Grealish, you know.
Yeah, I think it will be Grealish.
Grealish agenda is no more. 80% of people saying start Jack Grealish tonight, so we'll whack him in, and that's your team. Your starting 11 for
the predicted team.
Tonight's game. So you got Edison in goal, Cancelo, Ake, Laporte, Gomez. I don't think that's completely unrealistic. I still think it's going to be Laporte, Diaz. However, I'm not going to be mad. I'm not shocked.
I could also see it being Ake left back.
Potentially, yeah, potentially. But I can see that as a potential thing that could happen. I think the midfield is pretty much bang on unless he starts Bernardo over Kev. I just think that I don't think Gundogan will start against Liverpool, and therefore I think Gundogan will play the full 90 minutes and he will rotate Bernardo and Kevin De Bruyne. That's my thinking. I do agree. I do think that Haaland will likely start, although again it wouldn't be a complete surprise if he didn't. Alvarez on the right. I do think Alvarez needs minutes, so I'm hoping that he plays. And then the left wing, who cares who plays, Grealish or Ford? I don't think anyone's really cared.
I think it's a good team.
Buzzing. Right, guys.
Before we go.
Oh yeah, go on.
Predicted score prediction. People we always forget to do
5-0.
5-0. I'm gonna go.
I think we batter him.
I'm gonna go 4-0 again.
I think we do him. There we go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. We are now going to head over to our under-19s watch-along of Man City taking on Copenhagen in the UEFA Youth League. If you want to join us, don't go anywhere. The stream will automatically redirect you to the watch-along. The game kicks off in 5 minutes. For those of you are in the UK, it's on City, or anywhere really, I think. It's on City Plus. I thought it's on BT, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's definitely on City Plus. It might be on Recast as well, so go check that out. I'm sure there's other places you can find it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream. Hopefully see as many of you as possible in this watch along of the under-19s. It's a big game for the academy, so someone come and show some support, man. See if we can get I think they can qualify as well, you know. So yeah, anyway, we'll see you in 4 minutes. See you in a bit. 85% of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out, including myself, lads. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a trimmer specifically designed with our crown jewels in mind. It has skin-safe technology to reduce those nicks and cuts and gives you the maximum confidence while trimming below the waist. It's also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can operate in wet or dry conditions. It has a premium 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology and a massive 90-minute battery time, which is supported by its wireless electromagnetic charging function. With the Performance Package 4.0, you'll get the Crop Reviver with witch hazel and powerful odor defense. This keeps your balls protected after a good shave. Crop Preserver with its soothing aloe vera and advanced quick absorbing cream, keeping your balls feeling fresh and hydrated. And the Weed Whacker to trim ear and nose hair. The Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep you the most groomed man in the room. Use our code XTRA20 XTRA20 at checkout and you'll save yourself 20% off your order and receive free international shipping.